Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Yvonne and this is the channel Twin Flame Spirit, and we're talking twin flames as we always do, but today with a brand new subject, because we have talked about, let's say I have a video that talks about what if my twin flame is married or with someone else. I might put you up here. I might put it for you up here. Actually, when I watch the video, it's always on the other side. I always point here, but it's actually up here that I'm gonna put it. So please check out this link. Now I really have to link it, Yvonne. You did well by saying that. So exactly where are you going to put it? So let's dive into the subject. So let's say you are married. You have maybe kids. You have maybe dogs and horses and whatever you might have wherever you live that is common to have. So you live your happy life, or you just, let's say you live your life, and then comes along, ding, 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 your twin flame, and comes and puts everything like out of order, and it's nothing remains the same, and no stone remains unturned. That's not the right application of this expression, but it doesn't matter. So you just meet and your twin flame, and you're like, okay, oh my gosh, why am I married? Why do I have 5 kids? Like, why? Because I really want to be with my twin flame now. Oh my gosh. But yet I made a vow to this person to remain with them like forever, right? Until like death does us apart, do us apart, all that, right? Like really scary thing of don't you dare separate, right? So you're like, okay, don't you dare separate, and you're taking like marriage seriously, and you really don't want to like have a divorce. You don't want to be in that percentage of like 45% of people who split up, like you always talked about them, and now all of a sudden you should be part of them. Like, no, you don't want to be a divorcee, right? So that's where you're at. So let's look at your options, right? I like to check out the options because I'm sort of rational. So I'm like, okay, let's just look at the options, and then we just pick one and we're done with it, right? So what are the options? The options are, you can't really fight that, like the closeness and the longing for your twin flame, so you give in to it because you can't. It's made for you not to be able to resist it. It's that strong, right? So don't feel bad, no guilt or anything, but you're starting to have an affair, right? So you're like, well, okay, this is sort of working out, but I don't feel good about it, and I don't want this, but it just happened, and so on. So you'll see that this isn't really a solution, right? It might be a short-term solution, which is just like, okay, I can't help myself, but like mid to long term, let's agree it's not a solution, right? So that's the first option. Second option, you can try to forget your twin flame, right? You can be like, okay, okay, twin flame, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. Like, and you're not always texting back anyways. And I don't even know if you want really a stable relationship with me, and if you are all in with me. And anyways, you're married yourself. So how are we gonna do this? Like, I'm just gonna try to forget about him or her, right? So you can try to do that. And once you're done trying to do that, maybe you can come back and watch my videos again, right? Because you're not going to be able to forget him or her. You will see that. Maybe you have tried it, which is totally okay, and you have realized it's not possible. Because it's pretty divine, the whole thing, and if we all were able to just forget about him or her, it would be pretty easy and the whole thing wouldn't work. We would all just move on and never like work on ourselves and never discover our greatness. So it's meant for you to not be able to forget him. What's your third option? Your third option is for you to just split up and divorce your husband or your wife, right? And just be done with it, because you're like, okay, it's not working out and I met this new person and I'm just gonna separate, right? Well, I'm just gonna give you 5 values that I feel are really important if you're in that situation, that you're married and met your twin flame, that are important in whatever you choose to do, right? First of all, it's really important for you to be honest, for you to be sincere. And when I say that, I don't mean towards your husband or your wife in the first place, even though I really honor that. That's just who I am. I'm not a liar. I can hold a lie for like 2 seconds and then I'm like done. And then it's like, okay, here is the truth, right? So it's, sorry, a little message popped up. So that's actually. It says I don't have battery, but it has to survive while I do this video. So just try to be honest with everyone involved. But first of all, be honest with yourself, what you're feeling towards your twin flame, what you're feeling towards your husband or your wife, because that might change, that might change in the sense of you thought you loved your husband, but meeting your twin flame made you realize that you don't love your husband. And it takes something to admit that to yourself, right? It's not an easy thing to do, because you did get married, maybe in the best of cases, with the intention of remaining married all your life, right? And then you have a hard time wrapping your mind and heart around the fact that you might have to end that. So yes, it's all about being honest in the first place, as a first step, being honest how you truly feel towards the people involved, right? And that's the first step of healing, and the first step of the solution, actually. The second value I feel is really important is courage. It does take courage. It's not an easy journey. It's not an easy step to take to say, okay, let's get a divorce, right? I see this is the best option for everyone involved. And it's not, it really takes something. It also takes courage to go against the rules of society, which is success is defined by you being married, having kids, having horses, and having chicken, maybe, right? This is what we define as success. While you're well, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna have to, get a divorce, and then you have the stamp loser, maybe. That's what you feel like, but have the courage to stand by your truth and by what you know to be your path and your one true love, and follow that. So courage, the third value, is actually patience. Be patient with yourself. Be also patient with everyone involved, but mostly with yourself. If you don't get a divorce overnight, or if you don't know what you feel overnight, if it takes some feeling into it and being, at it, maybe for weeks or months, who knows, right? But this isn't, as I said, when you maybe you were married for 20, 30 years, then that's not something you just get up and you're okay, I'm done, bye guys, sorry, it was a mistake, and I thought it was this person, but it's actually that, so bye, there I go, right? It might be a process, like everything in life, right? Everything in life that has meaning is a process. So have that patience. Also, whatever you decide, do it with delicacy and tact. Go interact with your husband or your wife with delicacy and tact. Don't hurt intentionally. Don't be mean. Don't be, right? This is a person you said yes to so and so many years ago for a certain reason, because you care about them, right? So don't be mean, right? Don't be a bully. Of course, I shouldn't have to tell you that. But still, it's important, because I'm not just here saying, oh, you should get a divorce because you can't forget your twin anyways, even though that is my message. My message is exactly that. You should probably consider separating, or sooner or later that's what will happen anyways, because you cannot forget your twin flame. You're not supposed to forget your twin flame, but you are supposed to happily unite with your twin flame. And we teach you the journey. We teach you not the journey, but we teach you the steps to take, how to behave, how to go about it, right? So check out all the links I put you below, but I'm going to say that in the end again, so I already said it. But yes, do it. Just choose love, overall, right? We are I am basically telling you to separate, but it's the tone that makes the music, right? As we say in German. I hope you say that in English too. Now you do. Just be gentle and kind with yourself and with everyone involved, and then you can't go wrong, because you're speaking your truth. And your truth will be received. But you don't have to yell your truth, or you don't have to blackmail your truth, or you can just speak your truth with love, right? And even though people might feel hurt in the moment, or feel overwhelmed or surprised or baffled, whatever it is, they will survive. Honestly, they will. You can't break someone or destroy someone. Everyone is responsible for their situation and their feelings. They had their reason they got married to you. You had your reason, you get married to them, but now it's on them to handle whatever comes their way. And if it's a breakup, it's a breakup. And I'm not like a mean or like a heartless person to say that. I'm just saying, don't use it as an excuse for you to not break up, because you're like, oh, I can't do this to him. I hear that often from people, like, I can't do it, you know. And that's just a lie, because your truth, and that's actually now the second part of the video, or like the last part, I want to get into what your gain is from all this. Like, what do you get out of this difficult situation of maybe having to face that you love your twin flame, not so much your husband anymore, that you want to break up, that you want to move on. Like, what do you gain from all this? Like, why the hustle, right? Why not just pretend and keep on living your life? It's because you are actually, the truth will set you free. You are freeing yourself by choosing the truth. Truth and love, they're like best friends. They're like one thing. So if you choose love and truth, you free yourself, because you will become aware that you were sort of living a lie, right? And I don't mean that in a judgmental way at all. It's just that that's the truth. Because there's only one truth, which is you have been created with your twin flame, which is, okay, you're supposed to be with your twin flame because that's actually your husband or your wife. So you become aware that you signed a paper with someone that is not that. And that makes you realize, okay, that's not that, so that must be a lie. And the whole construct that you built around it with kids, and I'm not saying kids are a lie, not at all. I'm probably going to make a video on kids at one point. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying everything that's entangled into that thing of you as a couple that's actually a lie is sort of also based on that lie. Can you see that? So it's like the cords around, like I'm imagining cords around my fingers, need to be cut, sort of, and when they're cut, it sets everyone free to live their truth, right? Can you imagine, like, the fingers going off into their corner, not being tied to each other anymore, despite their knowing and wanting? So you set them free, that's what we mean. So the truth sets you free and sets everyone free. And also, you're also freeing the other person of yourself, because you're realizing, I have to keep an eye on the time, because it's running out. You realizing that you're not with, that you don't love that person you were with, and you don't tell them, you withhold the truth, is betraying them. Because if they knew you didn't love them, they probably wouldn't want you to stay with them, but they would want to move on. So love them enough to share the truth with them, right? And to set them free for them to find their own twin flame. Because everything else is really selfish in a way, right? When you realize, oh, I got here something that's not mine. I got a husband that's not really mine, because mine is over here. That's like, my twin flame is mine, right? So if you hold on to that, despite of knowing that, that's not fear. So that's all I wanted to share today, and I'm running out of time. So thank you very much for listening in. Leave comments below, reach out if you need help. I love you all very much, and I say speak to you soon. Much love. Mwah. Bye guys, bye.